everyone, Teacher Andy Brandley here. Today we're going to do a quick Canva training. Canva is a design program. You're going to start by going to canva.com, and this will be your home page. On the top there's different templates that you can use, but today we're going to create our own design. So we're going to go with a poster, but you can see there's lots of different options. So when you start your new design, it's going to start with a blank canvas unless you tell it otherwise. And so we're just going to go through some of the buttons on the side so that you can start to understand so you can create your own. So over here you can see that we have uploads. Now I've uploaded a lot because I use this a lot. Yours would probably be empty, but if you have pictures that you want to bring in or videos, although we're not going to use videos too much for class, it would be there. Your photos here will be the stock photos that they have in the program. On the top you can search. So if I put in flowers, a bunch of images of flowers will come up. You will notice that if there's a crown next to it, it's a pro account, but there's several free accounts. So I chose this flower. I have a pro account, and I'm just making it big because that's going to be the background of my design. You don't have to use photos for your background. There's also a background button that we'll get to, but there's lots of different images. So you can collect any of the images that you like. And then if you notice the side arrows here, you're going to be able to move through similar images like that. So now we're going to go to elements. This is where you're going to have some grids to help you kind of layer your effects, and also simple animations and cartooning. So if I go back up to the top here, and I choose some grids, you can kind of start to layer your project. So I'm going to choose a few. So this kind of stock cloud and mountain will have, you'll have to drag things into it. So right now I'm just going to change the color, and it'll give you suggested colors depending on what's on your paper already. So this is kind of the color palette for those flowers. And I can make this bigger or smaller. And move it around so that I can get my desired effect. And I'm going to go ahead and find one for the bottom as well. I'm going to go with the circle, and I'm going to put it down here, and I'll show you how to drag pictures into there in a moment. The text, there's headings that you can push. If I click on one of those, I can write just a normal text, and then they also have different formats that you can use on the bottom. So I just click the small one there, and I'm going to just write a quick little message here for Canva. So I'm going to erase this, and let's go ahead and say that Canva is fun. Now on the top you can choose different fonts, you can choose different colors, and you can choose different sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and change my font, and then once you click so that the blue box isn't showing, you can move it to wherever you want. So I'm going to put this up here. Canva is fun. And then I'm just going to make it bigger and try to get it centered. All right, that looks great. Down here, there's different effects. So if you wanted to use, if you like the font or the color or the layering, so I'm going to put this, and it's going to show up on my screen. Again, make sure if it says Pro, you're not going to have access to it, but there are lots of free ones. So you can see how it kind of lays it out for you. So let's just put time to create. And I can change those colors and things too, just like I did with the other one. I'm going to put this up here. All right, looking good. All right, let's find something for the bottom. These have different videos. This is great if you're making like an Instagram post or something for your YouTube channel. I'll just show you what it looks like. So if you click it, it's a little movie. So when you push play, you can see that there's some animated effects. But when we download it as a PDF, this won't be live. So for this purpose, we're not going to be using any of the video effects, but they are there. And this is the background. So we chose the flowers, which is a photo, but you can also choose a different background. So if I wanted to just click on one of these, you'll see that it's going to delete the flowers, and it's going to become my new background. And it still stays in the back, and all of my layering effects will still stay on top. And oh, there you go. So there's a back arrow on the top up here, and that if you don't like anything, or if you make a mistake, or if you have um, if you just don't know what you did and you totally destroyed everything, you can go up to this back arrow and it'll take you back to your last step. So I use that a lot. And then there's lots of different backgrounds, and you can also search if you wanted polka dots or something. And then there's a folder option, but that's kind of it for when you're bringing in your own stuff. So I went back up to photos, found another flower. On the side, you'll see there's a turning option. So I'm going to turn this. And then when you drag it over your grid, it will fill in that space. So that just filled in that circle. And I can move that around. Up here there's positions, so this would allow you to center things, to move things back and right, and or left and right, and it also allows you um, to choose what you want to be in front in your layering. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. I'm going to move my flowers back down to where I want them. But let's say that I had a lot of different stacking images and I wanted to be able to have one of my images more prominent or on the top in the forefield. Let me just show you what that would look like. So I'm just going to choose this image right here. And you can see right now that it's behind the time to create. It's behind that, but if I move the position, I can move it front. So if I keep putting it that I want it forward, now it's the picture that's forward. So with all of your images, you can move them front and back for layering effects. And then there's also, let me see here, there's also, when you click on one of your images, you also have the option to change the transparency. So right here, if you want it to be a little bit more transparent, you can change the levels there. So if you were going to do a report but you wanted a pretty background, I've used that, or for different presentations. So you can change each of those individually. And then I'm just going to finish up my little project here and find a photo that I love. Okay, this is pretty. So you see how the image has now gone on top of my form fields, and I kind of want it to blend in together. So I'm going to position it behind, and then I'm going to change the transparency so that it kind of blends together a little bit better. There we go. There you have it. So there's lots of really fun, cool ways to design things in here and to add your own text. And you can use this for pretty much anything. So when you go to download, up here on the top, there's different options depending on what kind of format, but I'm just going to download mine as a PDF. And as soon as you choose how you want it downloaded, you can push the download button and it will take a minute to download to your computer. So once that's done processing, you can save it on your computer and name it. You can find it in any of your downloads. On a Mac, it's up here on this little arrow. And I can download it, name it, and then upload it to my class. So good luck, everyone. Have fun.